What's good, YouTube? Today we got another fantasy for y'all. I think it's week 14. Or no, I think it's week 15. I don't know. It's some week by now. And we are currently sitting first in the East Division. Of course, your boy is on a mean win streak right now. I don't actually know how many I've won in a row. I think it's like 5 or 6, maybe 7, maybe 8. I don't know. But we're killing it right now. So we're just going to get right into it. Go to day one. This is my opponent, RDG Elite, versus your boy Rick. Don't know what that means, but it is what it is. Yeah, CJ McCollum. He used to be a Portland native. He was very, very good in the Trailblazers. Obviously, with old age, he got traded around. He plays for Atlanta now. He did play for the Pelicans, then play for the Wizards. Now he plays for Atlanta. And he dropped 61. I guess new home for him. He wants to go crazy. 35 for Knuppel, 51 for Siakam, 21 for Vince Williams Jr. He finished with 168. And then I have Jalen Suggs, 18. He's still coming back from injury from last week. So I'm going to let him, settle down, make sure he gets back to, get his legs under him, get back into NBA shape, whatever. Cedric for 15. No excuse for this guy. This guy's a rookie. I never knew that. I just picked him up because he averages about 27, 28 fantasy. So I was like, let me get him. I honestly had no clue who he was. All I knew is that he played for the Memphis Grizzlies. But he's actually pretty nice. But he's been low-key slacking. So Evan Mobley with 39, 29 for Jabari, 60 for Sengun, 38 for Klingon, and then Q for 18. Finished for 216. I'm currently up now. Second day, January 27, got Mikal Bridges, 34, 26 for Hart, 15 for Westbrook, 29 for Claxton, and he had two people off the bench that he did not put in, which I think he probably would have beaten me this day, but I could be tripping. I don't know math. Actually, no, I might be tripping. I don't know. But IK with 52, 39 for Kawhi, 37 for Klingon, 26 for Murphy, 22 for Royce O'Neal, 176. Sorry. If I'm going too quick, I apologize. Still have a few videos more to record, and I am behind in editing and everything. So, trying to get this out of the way. But we're still coming in with that content, I'm going to keep grinding. Day 3. McCollum with 23, 56 for Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart 48, 28 for Siakam, 28 for Knuppel, Ace Bailey with 50, rookie from Utah. I forget where he came from. I can't remember what college he played for, but he started off slow, but now he's been hooping, so shout out Ace Bailey. Stephon Castle, 38, 31 for Harper, also another rookie. He plays for San Antonio. That San Antonio team is kind of set for years to come. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Vince Williams Jr. with 28. 324 for my opponent. Solid. 26 for Suggs. He's starting to ramp it up. He's starting to produce a little bit more. 8 for Vassell. He came back from injury. Got to cut him some slack. 30 for Scotty Barnes. 14 for Draymond. Draymond been selling me. And just ever since that Jimmy injury, I don't know if he's going to be on my team. But we'll see what happens. 29 for Asomo. I run against him last week, which is crazy. I have him now, so it is what it is. 19 for Jabari, Sengun with 39, and then Cedric finally stepped it up, dropped 33. I finished with 198 points. He clearly outscored me, so I think we're like close neck and neck here. January 29th, he had, once again, 2 players playing, and only 2 players on the bench that, once again, he just doesn't bother putting in, I guess. So 30 for McCollum, 60 for Knuppel. That was pretty solid. Would have had more had he put these players in, but it is what it is. And so 45 for K, 15 for Harnstein. Coming back from injury once again. Got to cut him some slack until they get back to their NBA legs. Jabari with 54, 29 for Sengun, 14 for Isaiah Stewart. 156 for your boy. So now we're back in the lead, back on top. January 30th. We got Vince Williams Jr. with 20, 29 for Mikal Bridges, 24 for Ace Bailey, 32 for Sar Thompson. So he's so weird, bro. He puts him some of his lineups certain days, and then other times he doesn't. I don't know why, but it is what it is. 30 for Claxton, 45 for Josh Hart. He finished with 180. And then my entire team basically freaking played. So 57 for Cade. Cade's always been hooping, bro. He's so tough. 49 for Suggs. Like I said, I knew he was coming with the sauce, and he finally came with it. Now he's just maintained. Kawhi with 38, 35 for Draymond. Draymond had a pretty solid game. Shout out Draymond. 34 for Q, 51 for Scotty. Scotty's low-key been hooping. I've been seeing these fantasy scores. He's going crazy, not gonna lie. 18 for Cedric, 12 for Trey Murphy. Very despicable fantasy score. And then 10 for Klingon, another despicable fantasy score. And then Evan Mobley unfortunately got put in the IR. He's out for like a week or so. So down to January 31st. Once again, this guy folded again, bro. Look at Stephon Castle, CJ McCollum, Dylan Hopper. He did not put any of them in. So he had 2 players play, Siakam, or 3, Knuppel, Siakam, and then Vince. 10, 44, and 26. He finished with 80. He would have had at least 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 170 or something. Or 17? No, 170 about. 23 for Cedric, 28 for Sengun, 31 for Vassell, 47 for Jabari. Jabari's been picking it up. He low-key had a stinker the last 2 weeks previous to this week. So this was a while ago. But now he's stepping it up in Houston. Shout out Murphy, played a better game in the back-to-back. Solid. 163 overall for your boy. I think if I actually played against this guy's full lineup, I'm losing. I'm not going to lie. But, hey, man, that's on you if you don't play. Whatever. I'm always chilling. I'm always trying to win. You know, we vibing. I just spit on my screen. Whoops. Mikal Bridges was 16, 13 for Ace Bailey, 47 for Asar Thompson, 17 for Claxton, Josh Hart with 40. Josh Hart, man, he's the man. 133 for this guy. Dylan Harper, once again, doesn't put him in. I don't get this guy at all, man. I really don't. He finished with 133. Now on to me. 70 for Cade. 70 Cade is crazy. All right, 15 for Suggs. You know, I cut him some slack. He came back with some sauce. He lowered a little bit. 43 for Scotty Barnes, 23 for Vassell, 34 for Kawhi, 9 for Hartenstein. Still got to cut him some slack. He's still coming back from injury. 43 for Klingon, 34 for Q. 271 overall. Solid. After this day, I think I was in the clear to win this matchup. Oh yeah, now that's the last day. So in total, I ended up getting 1,485 points. He ended up getting 1,079 points. Your boy just keeps winning, bro. What can I say? We try to stay humble, though. We're going to keep giving out our all. We're going to keep subbing, putting players in, putting players back, taking risk, making sure that I pick up the right players, making sure that my opponent has terrible players. I don't know. There's not really much I can do about my opponent. It really all depends on NBA players, on how good they play. So, but hey, man, we're on another hot streak. Or I guess not another. We're on this continuous hot streak. So, but that wraps up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. More fantasy coming soon. Playoffs are starting soon, bro. It's getting closer and closer every day. The good thing is this week for All-Star Weekend, it's going to be 2 weeks for the same opponent. So I should see like maybe 2,000 close to there when it comes to the fantasy points, because All-Star Weekend, they take out like 3 or the 4 or 5. It's a long weekend for basically NBA players. It's kind of like their spring break, if you really want to think about it like that. And so, yeah, so I don't know how it's going to go, really. We verse one of my hometown homies that I went to high school with. So that's exciting. Unfortunately, his entire team is like ripped. Like before the All-Star break, his entire team is really injured, and they shouldn't be playing up until the All-Star game. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if I can take home the W against him. I'll go 2-0 with him. So, but yeah, that wraps it up. I'll see you guys in the next time. Peace.